He was also dating somebody else. We'll get into that.
I could tell that there was just something.
Actually, I was kind of in his
You were in my
lap.
lap.
There's just so much that had to line up for our relationship to really kick off.
So like getting back together to see if it worked, slash like dating not really together.
We went through some struggles just being outside of college on our own. So the police come, like, and he's like leaning his hand against like one side of me. You don't have to though. My husband, ladies and gentlemen.
10 years of this.
And hello everybody, it is Dingle here and welcome back to my channel. I hope y'all are doing super duper well, and today you guys, Jack and I are 10 years old.
Literally today.
Like not age-wise, but like we've been together for 10 years.
I mean, I haven't matured since 10, so.
Fair.
Wow, you're not supposed to agree with me.
We are going to tell them our story because this has been highly requested. We have a story that we did on our couples channel, RIP, our couples channel. I just feel like the way that we told it and like the way that we like tried to go in a sequential order of things just wasn't very us, and I specifically told Jack to not prepare for this, so you're gonna get the raw, you're gonna get the real, you're gonna get what our perspectives were, how we felt about each other. Spoiler alert, we were crushing real hard. Get it out.
Nope.
Get out
there
your
will
yawn.
be no yawns.
Open your yawn.
There will be no yawns for the anniversary video.
Get out your yawn. But before we get into it, my friends, if you are new and you are just seeing our faces on the interwebs, hello, my name is Mac Dingle.
M-A-C-D-I-N-G-L-E.
And this is my husband, Jack Schaefer.
J-A-C-K-S-C-H-A-F-E-R.
And today is our 10-year anniversary of dating each other. But welcome to the channel, guys. Make sure you hit the subscribe button because we upload every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Everyone do not forget to give this video a big old thumbs up, and let's hop into our story.
Oh my gosh.
So let's start here. Where did we meet?
High school
Yes.
statistics class.
Yes, and
Razzle Dazzle.
Razzle Dazzle's class. He was the best teacher.
Yeah, Asadorian. Mr. Asadorian.
Mr. Az.
What a legend.
He was so good. He was also
AKA.
the football teacher.
Yes, and the
Teacher, football coach. But I would say that we kind of knew each other-ish beforehand. Our high school was really small, not smaller than a lot of other high schools, but our graduating class was under 200 kids.
Yeah, we had mutual friends.
We
and
did.
Our like massive friend group of like 30 bajillion of us.
Yeah, and we really started all hanging out, like 30 bajillion of us, the summer before senior year.
Yeah, junior year.
And then our statistics class landed on the first semester of senior year. Our high school did semesters. So first semester of senior year, we both had statistics class. I personally always thought that he was super cute, but he had no idea who I was, really. True.
Who is this girl?
He was also dating somebody else. That's scandalous. So
whoa!
that whole summer you were dating someone else. So like he was like hands off.
Yeah.
Like, I was not about to like try anything, you know?
That was such a weird relationship.
I know. We'll get into that. So
we knew each other.
So we knew each other, but I walk in and it's not like if I saw Jack sitting at a table, because we had tables of just two. So it was like kind of longer tables, but it was just like two, and then they were like rows of them and stuff. But it's not like if I saw Jack sitting there, I would go over and like sit down next to him, because one, I thought he was really cute and I was really nervous, but we weren't on that level. I don't think we've ever directly spoken like to each other.
Yeah, no, we were friendly.
Yeah.
What did you think when you walked in?
No, so when I walked in, I don't think you were there. When I walked in, I saw my friend Kylie sitting at a desk, and she really was like the only person that I knew within the class. And then in front of me was my friend from middle school, Noah Paul.
That's right.
Yeah.
I sat next to Noah.
He was like the bomb. We love Noah. And then Jack walks into the class, and he was friends with everybody. You literally, yes, you were. You were friends with literally all of the crowds in high school. I would say I was pretty like low key as far as a crowd goes. Like I wasn't the popular girl, I wasn't the sporty girl, I wasn't anything, but like I just like had my own kind of group of friends. But Jack literally was friends with the partiers, but you would never go party. You weren't like, you know, like you were friends with them. You were friends with the football guys because he played football and he was really good at it, and just all around. So Jack, when he walks into a class, knows everyone. So
I just like people.
So he sat next to his friend, also Noah, because you knew him as well.
What group was he in, Mac?
I think he was drama. No, like I think he was part of like play production. Like he was like lighting and sound and all of that stuff. So long story short, we ended up sitting in front of each other or behind each other, however you want to say.
I think you were directly behind me.
Kitty corner.
You were kitty corner?
Yeah, so every time that Jack like would turn around, I could like,
it was perfect to turn right around to you.
Yeah.
Like, I just had to go sideways, yeah.
So during this time, Jack was dating somebody else. And I didn't know like anything about that relationship. Really.
It was just off and on. I think that's the only thing.
That's all I knew, is it was very off and on. Some days were really bad, but some days they looked all lovey-dovey. Like you never knew what you were gonna get. I just knew that you were in a relationship. However, what I didn't know during that time is that that relationship was very broken.
It was dissolving.
It was dissolving quickly in front of our eyes, like a paper straw in a glass of water.
Yeah, basically, I think the only important fact. Wow, that analogy though. Basically, all you need to know is like we had broken up. And then like we were trying to see if like we still like, I don't know, when you break up with someone, like that's not a clean cut.
Yeah.
Right? So like getting back together to see if it worked, slash like dating not really together, and then like it turns out.
It just turned out bad.
It was just a bad idea.
So he wasn't officially broken up, but he knew where it was going.
Yeah,
and you know where it's about to go. So to say that you were flirting within this class is an understatement.
Well, what makes you say that, June?
Well, think about a whole semester we were sitting like in front of each other, behind each other. He was so cute, and he was so just so, oh my gosh, he would do this thing. Hundreds. I would like I was such a high strung like student. I like wanted to get 100s all the time, and I was just like, that was me. So
Mac was a brainiac.
I was just like an anxiety trash can. Like I was just like, so I saw that Jack was getting really, really good grades on his homework. You did really bad on quizzes. Your homeworks, you'd always get really good grades. And I'm like, how do you get those? How do you get those? And he would sit there and he'd be like, yeah, I just, you know, I think it was just in my head. And I'm like, oh my God, this kid is so smart. And then he would get back his quizzes and tests and they would be like, not that great. And I'd be like, Jack, what happened? And you're like, I was just a really bad test taker. So he tells me that later when we were actually in a relationship, but this whole time I thought he was just this like genius brainiac person.
Did not try in high school.
Yeah, but it impressed me. It worked. I can't say that the tactics were lost necessarily.
200 IQ. She thought. Yeah, I think that, I mean, that's the key. Like, so we got to know each other through stats.
And we were
like,
flirting
and friendly.
Stats.
Yeah, yeah.
But then stats ends and we have a whole other semester where we don't have any classes. So it gets to around like Christmas time and stuff, and I can't remember, like we were probably at different parties and stuff, but like we didn't really cross paths, I would say, intentionally, necessarily.
I mean, I just don't think it lined up because remember, and then like even into our second semester.
We didn't have any classes together.
Nope.
But then prom season comes around, and I specifically remember somebody asking me, I was friends with like these girls in science class, and they were like, if you could have anyone ask you to go to prom, like who would you pick? And I was like, I don't know, like probably Jack Schaefer, because like I have you in the back of my mind from the previous semester, you know? So I remember saying that, but then I was like, there's no way he would, because one, like we didn't think you were going to prom because you hadn't planned on going to prom until like last minute, but also it was like, why would he think of me, you know? But he did not ask me to prom, but that's okay.
I did not.
That's okay. But we were all going like as friends, like our whole group of friends. We had a big group, like Jack was saying. We were all going like dates, so that we all had dates to prom, but like we strategically lined it up so that all of our dates were within our friend group. Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
So fun. So Jack ends up asking somebody else within the friend group so that he could come to prom because we all wanted him to come to prom. But fast forward, they always have these meetings when we were like going to prom about like staying safe, no drinking, driving, no like partying, things like that. Exactly. So we get to what we called the black box, which was kind of like our auditorium theater thing. And Jack is sitting like 4 people down from me, and I'm sitting next to my friend Allie. And I look over and Jack is doing one of these like there's a seat, and I'm thinking this is way too good to be true. Why would he be wanting me? And so I literally physically looked and I go, me? And he goes, yeah, like I have a seat. I was like,
So she ditches her friend.
I did. Sorry, Allie. I like full on ditched you for this cute boy in high school.
Oh my God.
So I did. I went and I sat next, and we literally just like whispered, giggled,
flirted
we laughed the whole time. But that was the day of prom, and so the guys were.
Was it?
Yeah, they did it like the morning of prom, and because prom we had a half day, so that all the girls could go have their appointments and get ready and stuff like that. So the guys ended up going over. Was it to Bill's or Syed's house?
Yeah, Bill's house.
Bill's house, best friend Bill. And the girls went over to my house to get like their hair, makeup, all that stuff done. And then everyone who like wasn't at either house, we were just gonna meet up at my house after.
Exactly.
So we did that. The guys got ready way too quickly and decided it was time to come over to my house.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember the exact
You're like, we'll just go over, and because they don't understand, like, we were all getting ready and stuff.
I should give you...
It was just like, we'll hang out at their house. We always hang out anyway.
Literally, like, took pictures in, like, our tuxes with, like, our airsoft guns. We're like, yeah, we're James Bond. We're so cool, all this stuff. Once we got bored of that, we were like, oh, I guess we should go over
to Mac's house. So describe, because you used to describe when we first started dating. So, like, you ring the doorbell, and you're with guys, like, all these guys. And, like, I come to the door in my dress, full on hair, makeup.
Stunning.
Yeah. Did you think I was really pretty?
Yeah, I stand by this to this day. I thought Mac was the most beautiful girl there, and she still denies it. She was like, no,
I wasn't. There was a lot of different, really pretty girls. Yeah,
they're just so pretty. It's I don't know, but when she opened the door, boom, there she was.
Did you say that you started crushing on me in stats class or like later on?
I said I was crushing on you. Like I definitely liked you. And then when I saw you again at the black box, I was like, oh my gosh, your shit. Like I haven't talked to you in a while.
And we like vibe, like just like this. We were just so high energy and so we loved just feeling good about the people around us. To someone else, it might not look like a flirting thing. We liked just being friendly, you know, and nice and stuff. So that's how like, I think we were just like magnet.
I think it was like, it's just like you could tell that there was something. I could tell that there was just something.
Oh, I knew I liked you 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were late to the party, my friend. You were dating someone else.
Yeah, exactly. Well, not at that point.
No, yeah. Oh, it was over, by the way. Yeah, so like it had fully disintegrated.
In like the fall of that past year.
Like during statistics class, they broke it up. So he shows up at the house, we take pictures with all of our dates.
After they finished getting ready, because you know we showed up early.
Yeah, they were like playing football in the front yard actually.
And Bill had a white tux.
I remember being so stressed that he was going to like get grass burn things, like grass stains.
Yeah, your mom was like, what are you doing?
I know. So we take our photos. We're all so young. Get to the high school and we do what's called, was it promenade? Yeah, well you go take pictures, but you also like get announced with your date.
Yes.
And you walk out onto like a stage thing or something. So we were doing that. We were taking. Then there were 3 couples that were going in our friend's minivan, which we had like paint pens and stuff like that like were safe for cars. Drew all over their like car for like prom and stuff like that. And Jack came over and was like, hey, I want to draw in the car, and everyone else like wanted to draw in this car too. We all didn't get limos. I think there was one set of limos. Did you go in a limo?
No, I think I drove.
But yeah, some of us drove. I think there was one limo of like some of our extended friends, because we had a really big group. So there was a limo. Yeah, there was a limo. There was this minivan which we like drew all over, which was so fun. And so Jack came over and he wanted to draw, and so that is when we had our very first picture together.
With the markers, and we can show that here. That's so fun.
Oh my gosh, we're babies.
You were so cute.
Oh my lord. So then we have prom, and we go, we're at a table. We're not at the same table, I don't think. There were like several tables.
Yeah, but they were like nearby.
They were nearby. They were like round tables, like all nearby and stuff. The music starts going. We're all dancing together. There's not really a lot of couples. There's like maybe 1 or 2 couples of our actual group, like actual couples. But then, what happened?
I gave you a lap dance.
Oh yeah, oh my gosh.
How could you forget?
Oh, I forgot about the lap dance. I was referring to your date. It's true. He ended up coming over to me in like funny, like stripped tees, like with his tie and stuff.
Your typical high school man.
Ridiculous, but it was like really cute. I was like, oh my gosh, he like knows that I'm here. And
I've
like,
always wondered, did you ever feel this like swamp? Like I feel like I was so sweaty.
But okay, no, you told me when you were coming over to me that you wanted to ask me to dance.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you to dance, but
is it true?
Yeah,
don't lie to them. Don't lie to the Dingle Pringles.
I'm not lying to the Dingle Pringles. Oh my god.
But his story was he was coming over.
Yeah, I was coming over to ask you to dance, but I never like, I don't know, like instead of being courageous to ask Mac to dance, I just got goofy and gave her a lap dance instead.
Lap dance in a strip.
Because somehow that is less scary than asking
for Jack. It's less scary.
For a normal dance. I don't know. It made sense.
So then Jack's date fell asleep.
Thank you, Harvard admissions.
Thank you, Harvard, so much. She was literally finishing her essay and her application to Harvard University, which she ended up going to. She was so smart.
So she was literally up all night. So she hadn't slept since 2 days ago or the night before.
So she fell asleep on several several chairs.
On prom.
Yeah, on prom night, which then gave Jack an opportunity to hang out with me a lot.
Yes.
She still claims that like it was her doing that, the relationship.
She can take that. I mean, we had an awesome time at prom.
We did. We danced like, we didn't slow dance.
No, we didn't.
It was just all goofy. We weren't grinding, like we weren't that type of like group, I guess.
That's us, that type of group. What are you talking
about? I still wouldn't grind on the dance floor.
Oh, you wouldn't have grinded?
Oh, sorry. Yes, I would have.
Exactly. Don't be honest with the Dingle Pringle.
No, I don't think I've ever grinded before in my life, except for when we got to college.
Yeah.
Yeah, college was a big grind fest of frat parties.
All that grind.
Yeah. There's like a whole other like life that the Dingle Pringles like have no idea that like we've lived, like college and parties. It's just your mom and dad here got a little cray sometimes.
Oh wow.
More stories for another time.
We went there after prom. It was the after prom party, which by the way was like,
it was not like a party.
Yeah, it was literally us like, and there was a fire.
Out. We were doing sleepovers and stuff. Like the girls would be in one room, the guys would be in the other. It didn't work out like that because we all ended up falling asleep on the trampoline. Like we brought all of our sleeping bags and pillows. There was so much, and like we ruined that trampoline.
Yeah, it like literally hit the
yeah, like by the end of the night. But Jack and I ended up sitting next to each other. Actually, I was kind of in his lap. It felt right and it felt flirty. Yeah. But like we weren't, like it wasn't like we were like, oh, let's make out now.
No, we were just hanging out.
We were. It felt like we were hanging out, but like testing fences, you know? Yeah. We ended up staying up literally all night talking.
Oh my gosh.
About life, joking around. I don't even remember, like, yeah, something like we were like delusional at some point, so we started just like goofing around and stuff. And then Jack fell asleep when the sun rose.
And you like put all your bobby pins in my hair?
Yeah, I did. I started taking out my hair. Then I had a track meet the next day and I never fell asleep. So I was literally running on 0. And so I had a track meet. It went well actually, jumped pretty good. I did the long and the triple jump.
Took you 5 hours.
It was fine. Yeah, took my 5-hour energy, felt great. Heart was pumping. And then I remember just being on cloud 9 the whole day. I remember being like, it was way too good to be true. Like Jack Schaefer and I had a night to remember.
Same.
Yeah.
Went to work and we exchanged numbers.
I think,
or no.
So here's the thing. I was telling the stream the other day about this and I was like, you guys have to watch this story. If you guys don't know, I stream on Twitch on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm not like trying to plug, but like if you want to come hang out with us live on a stream and we play The Sims and stuff, twitch.tv/MacDingle. Put it on the screen right here and it's in the description below. There's also exclusive content like know-hows and stuff. We talked about this on the stream. There's just so much that had to line up for our relationship to really kick off. So between like, we didn't go to prom together, but your date fell asleep. If she didn't fall asleep, we wouldn't have had those like times. Like it was just, there's so much. I think one of the freakiest things was after the track meet the next day, after his work the next day, my mom and I were going to pick up Chinese food and I was in the parking lot. I was like, I'm gonna text him. But the number that I had, which I thought it was his number, was from statistics class because we exchanged numbers for homework. We exchanged numbers with Noah and Kylie and all that stuff. Yeah. And we were like gonna like study together or something like that. But we'd never texted each other like from that. But so we never texted each other. So I was like, I think I have his number. And I looked at my phone. I was like, oh, it's his number. I sent a text message. It was just a quote, like a silly quote from when we were so delusional that night. We thought was so funny. So I like texted that quote and not 60 seconds later, literally I'm sitting in the car. My mom is running in to get the Chinese food.
Had to be the same time.
Literally, yeah, like it was like boom, boom. A random number texts me the same quote. And I was like,
what?
Sorry, is this Jack? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, did you just get my text? And he goes, no, why? And I was like, is this your number? And he was like, no, that's my old number. So he never got that text. Nope. At all. But I sent it to an unknown number. Yeah. And then I got I got a text from him of a number that I didn't have.
Isn't that wild?
It's just so crazy. And that's just one example. So like, it's just like every single thing needed to line up for us to happen. Yeah. And like, including that, because that tipped off our texting relationship. We would text each other paragraphs.
Yeah, text after text.
I have that phone. You know what we should do for a video one time is reading our text messages when we were like not together.
Where is that phone?
Scandalous. It's in a box somewhere.
Yeah, we gotta pull it.
We'd have to like find the charger and
stuff. Or whatever.
Yeah, it was like, it wasn't a touch phone. I know. Children, there was a time when we didn't have a touch screen or Apple phones.
You mean iPhones and Androids were like not the...
No, I know. It was just like a physical keyboard.
And you had to like
click, 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 click. So we would text each other so much to the point where like Jack's mom was like, what is all of this texting activity? This is insane. We end up, I believe it was Jack who was like, hey, we should like hang out. I don't know. We had just never hung out just ourselves. So in my head, there was going to be maybe a couple more people there. So he was like, no, I was just thinking you and I was like, oh, okay. But still in my head, I think I just didn't want to get my hopes up.
Yeah.
I was like, this is too good to be true. I could be almost dating someone who I have been crushing on for like a year now.
And hence the non-date date was born.
The non-date date. So when I left for this non-date date, mom asked like, oh, is it a date? And I was like, no, like we're just friends. We're literally like, it's just like I'm going to hang out with my friends and we're gonna get ice cream. And she was like, and she didn't say anything. But later she was like, no, if it includes food, like it's a date.
Totally
like she knew, but I was like, no, it's not a date. Again, I was just not wanting to get like my own hopes up.
Yeah.
When Jack was leaving the house and his mom asked, is this a date? Jack went,
I said, yeah.
Yeah, it's a date. We went and the whole time I am just not wanting this to be, like I think it's just too good. Like I just didn't want to get my hopes up. I just couldn't believe, because I have almost dated a lot in high school. I would say I almost dated several people because I had guy friends. Like again, we had a whole group of friends, but like, I don't know.
Mac has guy mentality. She's a bro.
I think it's, I grew up with two brothers.
Yeah.
And like, we just didn't really beat around the bush much, you know, it was kind of that vibe.
Yeah, you're just not like, Cynthia, let's go to the mall.
No, I'm just not like that. Basically, like in high school, when I had these guy friends, like one would catch feelings like over the other, and I just like, I knew that if I were to date, I was gonna date somebody who I potentially could see myself with. It wasn't like, this is my husband, this is what is gonna happen. It was just like, if I don't see a long-term thing with someone, I'm just not
worth it.
I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
So when Jack was, he was literally like checking off all of these checkboxes. Like I literally, he was my dream dude. Like he was like my dream boat, and I just couldn't believe it. So we were at the non-date date, and long story short, we ended up staying at the park. We went to a playground because like I love playgrounds. I love just like chilling on the benches. I love swinging. I love like all that stuff. And we ended up staying there for 8 hours.
Yeah, just talking.
Talking about life, being silly.
After dark.
And everyone was gone.
Yeah,
and
like,
we were like hanging out.
Park is closed.
The park is completely
as soon as the sun
closed.
goes down,
Yeah. Did we get ushered out by the police or no? Not that time.
Yeah, we did that.
Okay,
yeah. Oh, the very first time.
That's right. So the police come, and clearly we're not up to anything, and we don't get in trouble. They're just like, hey, the park's closed, like move along. So we end up moving from the swing set where we were kind of cuddling, but no kissing. He brings me over to the car, and he's kind of like leaning his hand, like I'm against the car, like, and he's like leaning his hand against like one side of me and like kind of like leaning in. And I remember saying, like, I was like, I don't kiss someone who's not my boyfriend.
She did.
He needed to ask me out before.
And I had to ask you out.
Yeah, so we did not kiss that night.
But naturally, I didn't have the courage. I was a chicken.
You were a chicken.
I couldn't ask.
You're a chicken.
Yeah.
So he doesn't, yeah, so you don't even end up asking. So that day of the park, of we really are together. Like it really was, it solidified it. Like the whole time I was like, I don't know. And then we started getting really cuddly, and we got deep into conversation. And then we started like talking about like how we did like each other and things like that. And it just became so real. Like the butterflies, I'm like feeling them. Like I just remember being like, holy crap, this is so crazy. Like
Dingle was levitating.
I was just like I've never felt a connection to somebody like that, ever.
Oh.
And I just couldn't believe that this type of love, like I can look back on it and truly believe that we were falling in love.
Yeah.
Like existed. And when I say, like, people are like, how will I know, and all this stuff, and it's like, if you're questioning it, it's probably not it, you know? Or just like give it a few months or something. But like it was just zero question. I just felt such like magnet like energy. It was so weird.
Yeah, I remember just being excited because like the previous relationship was so sour, and like this was just so exciting
and happy.
Yeah, and then combine that with the fact that we were heading into college in the fall, and like both basically going our separate ways, but we were both like, I don't want to miss out. Like, right, like this is so cool. Before we got to the car, we were laying in the swing set again. It's like May 21st of the year 2010. What the heck? And today it's May 21st, 2020. How many hours left until? I can't wait. 10:42. Tonight's gonna be dope. This was literally 10 years ago. When we were laying there on the swing set before the cops showed up, we were trying to remember when we had actually met so that we could, like, I don't know, just have it in our memory. Like, when did we meet? Because we had all these like mutual friends and stuff. We really couldn't picture it. So Jack looks at his watch
And he goes, well, it's 10:42. And then he holds out his hand and he goes, it's nice to meet you, Mac Dingle. And I was like, it's nice to meet you, Jack Schaefer.
Yeah.
So it's 10:42. That is such a big number. And I have been seeing that. I literally, it's over 5 times this week that I have seen 10:42, whether it's a timestamp on a video, whether it's, I just look up and it's 10:42. There's been a number on a house randomly that I was like driving by, it was 10:42. It was just so weird.
Guess what time I like officially like woke up like eyes wide and like actually conscious? Yeah.
No way, you didn't tell me
and
that.
And I screenshotted it.
Did you screenshot it?
Yeah.
Oh my god. So 10:42 is a really big number for us.
Huge.
So fast forward the next week, Jack officially asked me to be his girlfriend.
Princess, technically.
Princess, and then we kissed that night and it was dope.
It was magical. Yeah, I initiated, obviously.
No, he didn't. I kissed him. Yeah, nice try, boom. So that's really how we met. That's how we got together. And then there's a whole lot of other story to go along with our story. I feel like we could break it up into videos. If you guys want to know about our long distance story, struggles, advice, let us know in the comments below, because right after that we ended up going to separate colleges because colleges were already picked. It was second semester senior year. Everyone knew where they were going to college. You were long distance for a bit of time there, over a year and a half to 2 years. So that was really tough. And we ended up moving to Connecticut. Jack didn't have a job yet, ended up getting hired. We went through some struggles just being outside of college on our own, moving in for the first time together. It was just a lot of learning and a lot of relationship growth. So if you guys want to know about that, let us know. But then if you had told me literally on May 21st, 2010, that we ended up eventually going to college together, having 2 cats, moving to Connecticut to get a job, going through the struggles we did, as well as then moving out to Seattle to have the adventure of a lifetime for 3 years, finding the perfect apartment there, like
getting hitched in between all that.
Yeah, I'm sorry, there's a big thing there. Like getting engaged and getting married. Meeting one of our like best friends of our entire life, Ilya, over there, and then coming back and living in Portland, Maine in a beautiful apartment with a water view. Life is so insane. You don't know how your life is gonna go, so stop trying to plan it, because we didn't plan any of that.
It's been pretty awesome, I'd say.
Yeah. I love you.
I love you too, Bubba.
Is that all? That's all we want to say, right?
I think so.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
But guys, if you have any specific things that you would like us to dive into our relationship that you didn't hear today, make sure to leave those in the comments below. We of course would love to make those videos for you. But if you made it all the way to the end of the video and you have not hit the subscribe button yet, make sure you do so down below, because we upload every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Everyone, do not forget to give this video a big old thumbs up, and we'll see you on Monday, everybody. We'll see you later. Bye.